Trouser is he's done pretty good. I guess there's some camera angles with Trouser from the original ukulele. The original ukulele Trouser, there's an idea that you get like these certain camera angles, but what they want to do is when they changed from the skin from the bat having skin to the bat having, fur, hair, and all that. They also want it to be the fur principle because the fur principle is the try principle, but they also want hover, okay? Because the thing is, when you get into tries, for some reason, the tries have also the arc of leg up. So they have the arc of leg up, but like they want like to do a whole entire creepy thing of having two crammed onto one. They want a whole take the idea, because the original idea was that when ukulele was made was like it was the skin was to be right next to trouser, right? Like the skin was to be right next to trouser, and there's pretty scary thing right there. So it's the whole dual crown is a pretty crazy one. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one. And you still have kind of like a hover with the dual crown, right? Because the dual crown's hovering, and you still have like the stabs. You have all kinds of things going on, right? So I understand now they want to change it again, but they want to have kind of like stabs nearby, right? But Fur and Harry, that's good. That's putting waste. That's too many things being put into one picture. You know what I'm saying? So that's their whole idea of making her furry, is that she has a lot of things that are going on, just multiple things going on versus, and the skin, you still had a lot of things going on with the skin, but the whole, it's so good. It's so good to have the hair is a small texture that you put on the head, right? And they're also talking about, it's like they're talking about almost three secrets, it's very tiny particles, but the main thing that wants to be highlighted with Laylee is that she's showing hover, because hover is another one that's an important topic, is hover. So that's why they go to her teeth, and then they go to the teeth area, because it's really easy just to have the blank stare and the open mouth. That's a really easy one to do, but it's kind of like they just want you to see that there's also the hover, which hover is another crazy thing you have to find. Also, it's pretty easy to think about. There's so many easy examples. You have the Great Mighty Pooh from Cucker's Bad Fur Day. You have brown teeth. See what I'm saying? Brown teeth. You have connection. And another one I need to pay attention to, right? Shorts. Okay. Of course, you can get poop from shorts, right? Hover is going to have a lot of crazy things going forward. That's what's so scary, is Hover just has a lot of crazy things going for it. Gruntilda's had like many different things happen. The Game Boy Advance game, just like the whole Gruntilda things had a lot of things. If you've played the trivia game, yeah, it's a very scary trivia game for Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, it's a very scary trivia game. you have to get into the trivia game, and then you get to talking about her garments, right? Yeah, you have to get to the board game, which is kind of the idea. That's the crazy thing about board games and the ideas of board games, right? Stain. Stain's a good one. I really like Stain. I like Stain. Stain's crazy. That's what I like. Is like you can have Laylee's teeth be perfectly pearly white, but Stain, right? Stain. And all the things that you do, right? Like, she's rolling yooka, right? I get the two idea too. That's the thing. I get the two idea because the two ideas you want to have the first original one be about the skin, and then the second one you kind of want to have kind of like, yes, video games can add a lot of detail. You want that one in the remake remaster. So, I mean, platforms, yeah, platforms, you will definitely pay attention to platforms. But, like, it's just like, I find it creepy that it's just easy. Like, it's like a very, what I'm saying? It's like a very easy thing that it's kind of like, so the whole idea behind Laylee was to just have her, of course, do two things, but, like, it was the fact that the second time she would do something, that it would be just straight out the other stuff I'm looking for, right? So that, like, she's kind of like just a little bit of an example of that. And hover is, I mean, it's just pretty crazy the way she hovers, like in the original game. When you played the original game, and she would do her, when you finally get her ability where you can fly, like you do the fly hover. That one right there is showing the crazy amount that you can put into a video game, because if you have enough spread in the sky of a video game, you can do some things. There's some things you can do in a video game, but it's only if you have it to the right part of doing that, right? Also, the way that she jumps, the way that that Yuka jumps, and she like goes into the angle of that, they're gonna try and show with the camera angle what you can do with that too. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna take Yuka and Laylee, and they're gonna take a camera angle and show you what kind of crazy things they were doing with that, right? Okay, because the beauty of making a good secret to a video game is doing so many things it's just not even right, right? And the it's all elegance, though. That's the thing. It's all elegance. It's all elegance, no fear. It's no fear. It's elegance, and it's no fear. Uh, and Yuka's definitely gonna be bright. But the reason Yuka is gonna be bright is very scary too. Also, the reason they're trying to make Yuka bright is that Yuka is like highlighting something else, and that's kind of why it's really like taking. So now they've made it to where you're like buying both versions of the game, because Trouser is just like a whole. He's like a you stand. He's a stand, and he stands there, but like Trouser has like a Trouser has kind of like a head racing idea, to where you go back and look at Laylee. Uh, but Trouser is right there, and they've given a spot for Trouser. So that's I don't. For Miss Cheats, the Miss Cheats, seeing what they're gonna do with her too. They're gonna do, of course, they're gonna do something with her because Laylee's doing something, right? So they're gonna do something with the Miss Cheats. Um, uh, Bright. So even though Trouser is not right by you, you know what I'm saying? Bright.